I'm Daemonxel, and this is your Eve Echoes News Break. A quick look at some of the top stories that have happened this week. And before we get into the stories, if you can help me out by tagging that subscribe button, ringing that bell, sharing and liking the video, then you can stay up to date with everything that this channel has to offer. Now, we are doing a quick news break just because of things that are going on personally at home. I just didn't have the time to put together a full game news as well as the community news, but that will be returning next week. So let's get into it. I've had a personal discussion with Cloud and Melos about the state of insurance. And with the future balance patch, they will be rebalancing insurance. That's right, it's going to be changed completely. No longer will the system be buying ships in bulk and replacing these ships out of the air. What it's actually going to do now is purchase the ships that are listed on the market, as well as the modules, one for one. Now, if there are no ships or modules of the like on the market, it will put a buy order that is 5% higher than the previous buy order. Now, I did go ahead and ask, does this mean we're going to get a list of what has sold in the last 24 hours? They say that it is coming, however, they don't have plans to release it as of yet. So this insurance program will actually favor industry by having people build ships and putting them on, as well as having a 1-to-1 ratio of creation and destruction. Now, if your ship is not on the market, yes, it will put a buy order up, and that is the only time that it will instantly place that ship in your hangar. For all the times when the modules as well as the ship is on the auction house, it will purchase these items and just recreate them in your hangar, as it is today at this point with insurance points. Now, another revelation that was brought to me was that NetEase will be releasing the long-awaited Diablo Immortal sometime, I believe it is in June, at the end of the first quarter or first half of 2022. And with this, since it is a NetEase game, there will be several crossover events that will be coming to Eve Echoes. The first in the form of the 1-year anniversary of Lagrange, where you'll have the chance of purchasing. They didn't tell me which ships that are coming over, but they are going to be bringing over some of the ships from that game into a separate store in the New Eden store itself. Now, with the Diablo Immortal, there will be a store coming to the New Eden store featuring that with its own currency called Immortal Coins. Now, the way you get these Immortal Coins is if you play Diablo Immortal itself, earning achievements in that game which will transfer over to Eve Echoes. But if you do not want to do that, you can purchase these coins with the AUR currency. Now, what they're going to be doing to tie this in will be certain nanocores as well as skins featuring the color schemes of the characters from Diablo Immortal, as well as that entire dark gothic aesthetic. In our next story, we also want to give a congratulations to Captain Benzie, who the devs tell me they will be taking the fits from his channel and replacing the ones in the recommended fit in your fitting selection tool. So not only will you have the fits from his videos, but when you do the drop-down selection of recommended fits for those ships, there will be links that will take you out of game to the corresponding videos. Now we're going to shift to some community news. Now, there have been reports of sightings of ghosts from Fountain's long forgotten past. That's right, there's been sightings of the Terran Federation pilots as well as ships and structures. Now, when these reports were brought to me, I assured them that this must be a prank or people are pulling their legs. As myself, a former Terran Federation member as well as the heart of Terran Federation, I would know if they were back. However, I did dig into the story and did contact the previous Sky Marshal, True Zealot, where I asked him flat out, what is going on with the Terran Federation? Where he told me on behalf of the Terran Federation, he was granted to give this official statement that there is no Terran Federation. Now, I also received reports of Silent Federation and Genesis bearing the hatchet, as well as Honk and Void in a peculiar method of doing so. They started the FC pilot exchange program. That's right, where some of the top FCs of each of those alliances will be swapping places with their counterparts to foster friendship and fair play. And that's going to do it for us, so have a great week, have a great weekend, fly safe, and remember, we're always one vision, one purpose, one front.